Greetings, Dragon Ball fans, and welcome to the sixth part of What If Time Travel Was a One-Way Ticket, where we look at how the timeline, not to mention future Trunks, would have changed if he went into the past knowing this was entirely a one-way affair. His mother, and everything he knew, cast away forever. In the last part, Trunks was reeling from the news that he and Lazuli are going to have a child, followed shortly by the apparent suicide of his father. But before he can come to terms with anything, he is whisked away to the world of the Kais to help Gohan train with the mythical Z-Sword. He almost welcomes the distraction. The grief was still missing, as it was back with Cell. Boo has also been busy. After expelling his evil half, courtesy of Babidi killing a certain puppy, the brand new Boo went on to absorb Piccolo, and then, stuck in the time chamber with Lapis, he absorbed the android as well. That scream of frustration does the trick, and the lines between dimensions break down. A mere 2 hours after the time chamber doors crumbled, that rift appears and Boo oozes out of the rapidly contracting aperture. He reforms and screams with delight. He wants chocolate, delicious, tasty chocolate. Noticing the small collection of onlookers, he smiles. It's snack time. A blonde woman and a small bald man catch him off guard, though. With a hint of tears in her face, she demands to know where Lapis is, and with a smile, Boo pats his stomach. They then press the attack, working very well together. They'd probably make a great team, but despite Krillin's Kienzans and Lazuli's beams easily slicing through Boo, it's obvious that they are no match for him. When Krillin drops to the ground as a chocolate biscuit, Marin, knowing no better, comes rushing out to pick him up. They'd just met up again after she'd watched his victory over that pompous buffoon, and now he's a digestive. Her poor Krilly-Poo. Boo looks down at her with a menacing grin, and his antenna twitches, preparing to turn her into an altogether tastier snack, from his point of view. As it lashes out, Lazuli comes in to knock him away, and gets caught in the magical energy, along with Marin. Her chocolate form drops and breaks open on the floor, bits scattering everywhere. The spectators look on in horror as Boo scoops it all up and gobbles it down in delight. On the world of the Kais, Trunks has been simultaneously bored stiff and worried out of his mind for the past 20 or so hours. When Gohan and Goku start sensing people disappearing, they cease their training. Trunks notices their stricken look and tries to sense things as well. He could never properly sense Lazuli, but he finds the lack of Piccolo and Krillin easily enough. No, not again! The burst of angry ki knocks the sleeping Kai away and shreds the small hilltop. They all stare at Trunks in shock as the Elder Kai picks himself up and staggers back. We're not finished yet, so come on, sit back. What? Trunks has had enough of sitting around. They're all dead. There's no one left on Earth that he can sense. His mum, Zuli too most likely. They're all dead. It's all happening again. Goku manages to tell him that Namek is fine, so they can wish Dende back in about 6 weeks or so. Trunks stews for a moment, then asks the Elder Kai how much longer. Oh, about 4 hours should do it. Well, get on with it then, old man. 4 hours later, the Kai gets up and says to give it a go. He is promptly blown off his feet as Trunks again powers up. He tries for Super Saiyan, but he can't. It just goes higher and higher. Gohan and Goku start to congratulate him on his new power, but Trunks is not in the mood. He thanks Elder Kai curtly, picks up his now jet-black sword, and asks Goku to take him back. On the lookout, they find the place deserted. Nothing but broken pillars, cracked tiles, and a gaping hole they can see the ground through. Is that a bit of chocolate? A bit of chocolate with a face? Trunks picks it up and thinks he can recognize his mother. What's left of the lookout starts to shake to its core as his rage erupts. This, of course, attracts a certain someone, and Bukali appears to face this new ultimate warrior. Seeing the ghostly hint of Lazuli in Boo's eyes, Trunks tears through the margin. But of course Boo just reforms, again and again. He's had lots of practice recently, hasn't he? And with help from Lazuli's power source, well, this could get interesting. Remember that for one reason or another, the evil incarnations of Boo can absorb people he's turned into candy. He has, buried somewhere within, the likes of Piccolo, Lapis, and Lazuli, not to mention anyone else with any usable power from that lookout battle. Any good sources of power and skill are absolutely welcome. They are almost evenly matched, despite Trunks' rather epic rage boost, on top of his already ultimate form. That is, until they aren't. Mid-fight, Boo stops and just floats there, which catches Trunks off guard. Inside Boo, someone's been poking around, tipping over crates to see what's inside. When Boo's take on the Hellzone grenade had claimed Lapis, he had had just enough time to raise his shield bubble. Once inside Boo, he had found himself a free agent in a strange new land. After orienting himself, he had made his way to that vaguely familiar feeling of Piccolo. He may not be very good at sensing energy, but all that meditation in the time chamber had opened the door, if only a sliver. After finding Piccolo and Fat Boo, he set about cutting them down when two more sacks dropped into place. First his sister, Lazuli, followed quickly by Krillin. He managed to intercept the second sack before it attached, and then pulled him out as a few more sacks slotted into place. When Krillin had recovered and the room had stopped shaking, he started to help Lapis go about cutting the others down. Now aware of their efforts, Lapis goes about distracting Boo's inner demons while Krillin considers his option. In 2 sweeps of the Kienzan, all the sacks are cut down, completely free and falling to the ground. With Boo now distracted by his own convulsions, they grab the sacks and search for an exit. Goku, Gohan, and Trunks look on as Boo starts to convulse, twisting and bubbling, his energy spiking and dipping and spiking again. Then, from one of the many pores on his head, a small green pearl flies out. It rolls across the lookout ground, growing larger with each bounce, until it bursts open, spilling out a collection of sacks along with Lapis and Krillin. Their attention is grabbed by Shin, who pops into existence and shrieks at them to all get near him now. This is bad, very bad. They collect up the sacks and gather around the small Kai. As they vanish from this realm, they catch a glimpse of Kid Boo, staring at them with wanton destruction in his eyes. On the world of the Kais, the Elder is pacing back and forth, muttering all manner of obscenities over how things have turned out. When everyone in the sacks but Good Boo are freed, and Kibito is finished healing them, they gather to figure out what can be done. The Elder Kai says perhaps a taste of Boo's own medicine, and holds out his Potara. The news that it is permanent does not help, but after sharing a moment with Lazuli, Trunks steps up and takes them. He puts one on his ear and then looks at Goku. No, merging with that idiot that gave Cell a goddamn senzu does not appeal. Gohan, then? Yeah, they're a good fit. Gohan thinks of Videl for a moment, who he now knows that he has feelings for, and then takes the earring. Before he puts it on, though, Elder Kai says to wait. There are 2 pairs, his and Shin's, so there can be 2 fusions. They may well need them, given how deadly the original Boo is, and once a fusion occurs, he will surely find them. But who? Lapis and Lazuli step up, and as Lazuli takes off her earring, she asks how the baby will react. The Elder Kai quickly snatches the Potara back, and looking around at the assembled fighters, settles on Goku. That may be strong enough. As the light fades, Truhan and Laku stand there, considering each other. And just as predicted, it doesn't take Kid Boo long to find them. If you were expecting a drawn-out fight with spirit bombs and all that, I'm sorry, but no. The Kais were so scared of the unhinged, destructive menace that was Kid Boo that they didn't stop to see that while he is evil for evil's sake, and comparatively strong, he is nowhere near as powerful as even vanilla Super Boo. The 2 fusions sense this, though, and casually take aim, quickly vaporizing the little pink blob. So, no oob then? Well, maybe Laku says the thing before he fires. Maybe not. Seeing no trace of Super Saiyan Laku or Ultimate Truhan, they get to spend the next 59 minutes considering their futures. Lazuli isn't too opposed to the irony of Laku, but Truhan might take a bit of getting used to. When Truhan and Laku suddenly separate, Lazuli, in relief, jokes that that's a shame. He was kind of a go-hunks. To which Trunks replies that at least they didn't call themselves go-piss. Yeah, it'd be just like Lapis to take that piss, so to speak. So, do they have to spend the next 6 weeks in Otherworld waiting for the Namekian Dragon Balls to reactivate? Also, no. Dende, Guardian of Earth, was absorbed. Boo wasn't about to waste that extra helping of Kami power and knowledge. Did Kid Boo destroy the Earth? Another no. The first thing he'd seen after reverting was his victims vanishing, so he'd spent his time searching for a way to locate and follow them. So the Dragon Balls are quickly found, and everyone killed by Boo is brought back. Gohan then goes on to finish school with Videl, and Trunks goes back to his classes at the community college. Everything seems fine until he visits Capsule Corp. He finds his mum and Boxer to be almost unresponsive. When pressed, her Vegeta, arrogant, self-important jerk that he was, is still dead. He wasn't killed by Boo, and since he wasn't the nicest guy, he's probably... Trunks remembers their fight, but more importantly the ending, how he'd looked broken, and then that other fight, the grim determination he'd felt in his father's energy as he saw that he had nothing, so he gave everything. Some kind of penance, perhaps, for what his pride had cost those dear to him, even if he'd never say that out loud. The Namekians aren't too thrilled with the idea of bringing back the guy who killed a whole village, but they eventually relent. Having the Supreme Kai breathing down their necks probably helped. Boxer is thrilled to have his dad back, and Bulma is pretty happy as well. The look in his eye when he first sees her, she can see that there has been a change. The fact that he hugs them both, in front of everyone, is signal enough. He even gives Trunks a nice, firm handshake. 4 years later, Videl has a secret. Goku is training with King Kai, Vegeta and Bulma are enjoying the much earlier born Bra, and Trunks and Lazuli are adjusting well to the 3-year-old marble. If you're looking for the pun there, it's a type of metamorphic rock. Vegeta certainly approves of the name, though. Not that anyone asked him. His brother is Tarble, after all. Wait, you have a brother? Yeah, so what? God damn it, Vegeta. As luck would have it, about a year after Marble is born, and Bulma is pregnant with Bra, said brother shows up with Abo and Cabo. No Satan Brand Hotel, though, since Hercule is much less prominent here, given his embarrassing defeat by the pint-sized Krillin. There is also no Gotenks, or Goxer, rather? Boten, maybe? Since, of course, Goku never met the Metamorans. Perhaps this time it coincides with Trunks and Lazuli's wedding. Lapis should be there, being much more involved this time round, and maybe he even shocks everyone by bringing along his own, as yet unnamed family from Super. The two boys probably still have a go at the oversized Frieza enforcers, much to the delight of the boisterous blonde-haired little Marble. When Beerus arrives on King Kai's world, Super Saiyan 2 is about as far as Goku can take things. I'm sure it's still impressive, though. Maybe even some sort of mastered version that approaches Super Saiyan 3? Beerus then moves on to Earth to find everyone at Bulma's birthday party. Having been taken in by Krillin and Marin, who thought that he was just so funny, Good Boo is also milling about. The pudding incident occurs, a couple of people get slapped, little Bra cries out for her mummy, and Vegeta roars a satisfying, "That's my Bulma!" Having started to relax after losing everything in the future, only to run headfirst into Boo, Trunks has taken his role a bit more seriously than Gohan had in the interleaving years. He has not only maintained his ultimate form, but improved upon it. Despite this, Trunks is still not enough to face down the Destroyer. Goku arrives and they consult Shenron. Oh, well, that's fine. There's Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, Boxer, Goten, Marble, and Bra, all running around in the open. Videl's little secret can remain just that. Also, I don't think we need to worry about Trunks and Boxer being the exact same soul, messing with the ritual. Even if that was actually a thing, the exact timing on things may have shifted slightly, resulting in a different soul. With Goku still being the strongest, if only by a sliver, he is chosen for the ritual, and that whole thing happens. A few weeks later, Trunks catches Vegeta appearing with Whis so he can spend time with his family. Thus he learns that his dad has been training with the Angel on the sly. Afterwards, Lazuli can see that Trunks is a bit distracted. When he fills her in, she basically tells him to go too. She knows how much he needs to maintain his readiness, not because he likes fighting, but because of what he had lost throughout the years, and the lessons learned from complacency. Being close friends with Gohan, Trunks asks him to come with, if Whis agrees, but Gohan's not sure about it. His work, and Videl's recently revealed pregnancy, mean he's needed here. Well, what if they can rope Goku in? Trunks is pretty sure he'll jump at the chance. Maybe he can jump Gohan there and back once or twice a week. It's a resounding hell yes, he absolutely does want to go train with Whis. As long as someone on Earth is happy to spike their power, he's fine with porting back and forth as needed. So the three of them confront Whis when he returns to collect some more food and his pupil. I guess, it's such a bother, but the more rivals to push Beerus the better. and here we will end Part 6. Boo's ultimate demise was rather anticlimactic, but the destruction left in his wake and the ensuing character development was hopefully a bit more entertaining. How do you think the half-breed Saiyans, Trunks and Gohan, will react to the God Ki realm within Whis' staff? Will they each reach their own Ultimate and Super Saiyan 2 based forms respectively, or will they follow more directly in their father's paths? Leave your suggestions in the comments and find out next time on Dragon Ball, What If Time Travel Was a One-Way Ticket?